Hey y'all, what's up, what's good? It's your girl Michaela Janae here, back with another video, and in today's video we're going to be starting something fun and new. I know I have posted like sewing videos and some crochet videos throughout my channel since I've started way back in 2016. This fall and winter I want to bring it back to the beginning and start from scratch. I want to be the one to help you find your new hobby, whether that be sewing, crochet, art, who knows. I want to really give you guys some step-by-step tutorials, and to do that I have to give you guys the foundations, okay? So I'm going to be putting out some videos about supplies, prep, things to learn, basic instructions, but today we're going to be focusing on sewing. I want to share with you guys the basic sewing essentials for all of you who are interested in adding sewing to your hobby list. I have actually been sewing for well over a decade. My grandmother is a very talented seamstress. She is self-taught. She definitely gave me some of my knowledge, and I also picked up some things along the way, teaching myself through other YouTube videos and basically just trial and error. I was always someone who liked to do things from scratch. I actually just recently learned how to use a sewing pattern because I was making things just based off of my body measurements, which is something that I can also share with you guys. I was doing a lot of upcycles, so a great way for me to refresh my items is to make them into something new, and I really have enjoyed doing that throughout the years. So I would like to show you guys and help you on your journey to creating some items for yourself. To me, sewing is a very valuable skill. It's a life skill that everyone should have, whether you're going to be making clothes for yourself, your children, or simply just mending your clothes. It's something that's going to help you along the way, not only to save money, but to be more conscious of your consumerism. Instead of just throwing something away when it has a small snag or it's ripped, you can simply fix it and give that item a little bit more time in your closet. I don't believe in investing in a ton of money in a hobby until you know you love it, and that's a good way to really see if you'll like a hobby. I would say invest in that one class, because most of the time a class is going to come with materials, it's going to come with the instructions, it's going to come with a guide, to where you're not investing in those things separately. Most of the time it's coming at even a discounted rate since it's all bundled together, but that's a really cost-effective way to see if you'll like something, compared to let me go to Hobby Lobby, let me go to Michael's, pick up all this stuff that I think I'll need for this craft and then end up not liking it. So hopefully in this video you'll get an idea of, hey, sewing might take too much, I don't want to do that, or these items seem attainable and I can do it, and which I think you can. To me, sewing is not a very expensive hobby. Social media has made it seem like it is an expensive hobby because there's people who focus more on collecting the fabric than really sewing, but you can definitely find fabric and things at a cheaper or discounted rate, because I know I do. So with that being said, there's some backstory on who I am as a creator in the sewing atmosphere, and let's hop right into it. So the first essential you will definitely need for sewing is shears, aka scissors. You're gonna need these. I actually got these as a Christmas gift. They're on the more expensive side. These from Walmart are going to do the trick to start. These are not going to have the same type of shelf life as these, and this one even came with a rotary cutter, which we're going to be getting into next. But when it comes to cutting fabric, you don't want to use your regular paper cutting scissors. You don't want to intertwine those two things, because paper and things like that, even your pattern, could dull these scissors, and you want to keep these as sharp as possible to cut your fabric to where it can glide through all of those items. These came from Walmart. These came from my local fabric shop. These have a little case for the blade, and they have a very good weight to them, which I really do love. Very nice, very high quality, but your scissors that you're using are very important. I definitely do baby my scissors. I try to be very conscious of where I'm putting them. I try not to drop them. So this is my first pair from Walmart, and then my parents actually got me these titanium coated scissors right here, which are definitely a higher quality than the Walmart scissors, and it came in a kit. And when it comes to scissors, you're going to need different sizes. I actually have a pair in this kit that is a size down, but it's not in here right now because I was cutting something in my room. Point is, you're going to need some scissors. Next up, you're definitely going to need a rotary cutter. Everything mostly can be cut with scissors, but as you continue on your sewing journey, or even as a beginner, a rotary cutter will definitely be more comfortable. So this right here is a circular blade. As you can see, it pops in and out. like that, and you can cut your patterns with this. I wouldn't use a super expensive one to cut the patterns, but this one is of course my more expensive one. Also got this for Christmas. This will make your fabric cutting journey just so much easier than even using shears. There are times when you definitely want to use a shear when you want that steadiness, but if you're someone who has a really steady hand, get a rotary cutter. With this tool though, you are going to want to replace these blades a little bit more often because it can become dull and it's going to like skip cutting the fabric, and that is not what you want at all. I like to have a variety of cheap and a little bit more expensive now that I am a couple years in the game, but to just have the cheaper one is totally okay also. The next item that is going to go along with your shears and your rotary cutter is a self-healing mat. It's actually what I'm tapping on right here on my table. If I'm sewing, I have my self-healing mat because it's going to protect your table and you can cut on it without getting all type of indentions and it messing up your blade. I love this. This one is actually 24 by 18 inches, and I want one that's like 36 by 24, at least to fully cover my table. This one has been doing me good for years. Like I said, you can start off small. You can definitely purchase ones like this at Walmart for an affordable price. You can even find mats like this from like car stores, I want to say too, because places like AutoZone, Pep Boys, they should also have self-healing mats, or I guess the mechanics that cut stuff. I don't know, I'm just a girl, but I know they sell them there. These are essential not only for cutting patterns but cutting anything, all of your fabric. You don't want to always be on your floor. It's okay to start on your floor, but eventually you want to work up to at least your dining room table or a desk before you get a dedicated sewing table like what I have here. This one is literally a super old, no longer cute Walmart foldable table, but it works. The surface of the table doesn't really matter. It's about putting the self-healing mat on that table and instantly it's a cutting table. Okay, the cutting mat is very important because you don't want to mess up your floor or your dining room table, whatever you're cutting on. It's also important for the measuring properties. When you're sewing, it's a lot of measuring, so these mats are essential. Now, along with the mat, something I can pick up is a ruler. I absolutely love this ruler. If you are familiar with quilting, you know they have like smaller square rulers to get the blocks the perfect size. This ruler is a lifesaver, not only because you need to measure, but because it is clear so you can see through it. I'm also using this as a straight edge when I am cutting my fabric with my shears, but mostly I love to use it with my rotary cutter. It's very hard to cut a straight line without a straight edge, and I'm saying that as someone who has been sewing for some years. I still can't cut a straight line all the time. Other weird non-natural materials is not going to cut straight, so you're going to need a straight edge, and I absolutely love this ruler. This one is 6 inches by 24 inches, so it fits perfectly with my self-healing mat, and I also think that's very important. As you progress in sewing, there's so many different rulers you can get, but to start off, I would say just a ruler that matches your measurements on your self-healing mat is just as good. And along with my straight edge ruler is a soft ruler. This one is super long. It actually goes to 120 inches. It does have inches and centimeters, which is essential. Okay, centimeters most of the time just give you a more precise measure, but you're going to use this when you're taking your body measurements. You're going to use this when you're trying to measure a hem, when you are fixing something for someone else. A soft ruler is very essential. Okay, you're going to need it, especially if you're someone who's going to be doing clothes. If you're going to be doing some household mending, you're going to need a soft ruler, and that can be picked up right there at Walmart, of course. Next up, something that I don't have right here but is right over there is a iron. If you are someone who has done any type of research in the sewing realm, you know that sewing is 80 to 90% ironing. Okay, you're going to be ironing a lot, so it's important just to use your regular everyday iron to start off with. After every single seam, it's best to iron it. Now, sometimes do I batch iron and wait till I get a good amount of seams to iron? Yes. But when you're ironing, you want to iron almost everything. Of course, fabrics like leather, crushed velvet, stuff like that, you can't iron. But if you're working with cotton, polyesters, you want to iron it. You definitely want to have a steam iron eventually, but a regular iron will do the job just to start off with. If it doesn't have a steam feature, it's fine. You can work your way up to that. Next up in the area of pointy sharp things that will possibly hurt you is a seam ripper. As you sew, no matter what you sew, you're going to make a mistake. mistake, especially in the beginning. You have to go through these whenever they're dull. You have to get rid of them because they're going to tear up your fabric if you don't. There are proper ways to use this. It can definitely be misused and rip through your fabric either way. These you want to use when they are as sharp as possible, and in conjunction with other sharp items are sewing machine needles, and hand sewing needles are very important to sewing, of course. I know some girls don't have a machine yet, which if you don't have a machine yet, you can hand sew an entire garment. You can mend something from hand sewing, but it just takes real technique and skill. You want to make sure that those items that you are sewing by hand are secure and not going to come apart. There are different sizes of hand sewing needles, and they're important to know what type of material you're working with to know what size of needle you're going to need. So a hand sewing needle, not only for hand sewing things but also for doing small finishes. The machine can't get everything, so sometimes you want to just do something by hand real quick. You know, maybe you want to sew on a button and you don't feel like messing with it on your machine. Now for your machine, it's important to just start off with universal needles. Unless you're doing something like denim, then definitely get a denim needle set. And when you go into Walmart or wherever, I just keep saying Walmart because that's where you're going to find the best deals for sewing supplies at this time, unless your Walmart no longer carries it. There's so many needles that you could use for different fabrics, different techniques, of course. But to start off, go ahead and pick up universal and make sure you're reading the fabric you have to know what type of needle you need. Very important to be using the right needle, and very important to be using sharp needles. But just make sure you have a spare because needles do break. So that is something to be aware of. Make sure you have your needles on deck, okay? Sewing machine. There are cheaper sewing machines you can start off with, and I don't even want to suggest any in this video. I'll definitely be doing a separate video on sewing machines. I don't have a ton of knowledge on every single brand because I'm not someone who has used a lot of different machines. I've just used the ones that I have used. Get what you can afford and get a machine that's going to give you a lot of accessories. Let me put it that way. A great place to find a sewing machine is QVC and HSN. That's where mine was purchased, and it came with a ton of accessories. To start off with, go as cheap as possible, or if you do have a little bit more money to spend, go look on QVC, HSN, and see if you can get some type of sewing machine bundle. I do have a Janome currently, but I have used a Brother in the past, and it worked well until it did. The vintage ones are definitely very good, so even if someone in your family can hand you down a machine that they have and are no longer using, that's even better because the older ones were made to last. That being said, next up we have a seam gauge. Now, this is not something that I took value in until recently, and I can say I did take value in it because I really wasn't worried about making garments that would last, garments that look professional. If you're someone who knows they want to make nice things, they want it to look professional and store-bought and not super homemade or thrown together, you don't want a seam gauge. This is going to help you make sure your seams are even. It's going to make sure that your hems at the bottom of your garments and your sleeves and your necklines are all going to be even. As you can see, it has measurements, inches and centimeters, and this little sliding gauge right here. Also something that can be picked up very cheaply. Next, you're going to need some type of fabric marking device. I really enjoyed a simple chalk or maybe a fabric crayon, a fabric pencil. You're going to need this when you are marking on your fabric. You don't want to use regular pens because that's going to stay on your fabric forever. You don't want to use Sharpies because that's going to stay on your fabric forever. Get some chalk, get a fabric pencil, things like that that can be washed off or can erase with the heat of your iron. Next up, we have some pins. Along with pins, you can also use clips. I really do enjoy clips for when I have multiple layers of fabric I'm trying to sew and I can just easily take these off. I love pins overall because they're just so easy to use and it keeps things in place more flatly than the clips. The clips can definitely get bulky, but I love a good pin. You don't want these to like have any trouble going through your fabric. You want it to just slide in and out with ease. And I also love a really long pin. I don't know if you can see it, but this pin is very long. They even have like different thicknesses of pins. If you're going to be using a sewing machine accessory or bobbin. Now, this is one of the essential parts of a sewing machine that you're going to need to purchase. Sometimes it comes with the machine, sometimes it doesn't, but you're going to read in your manual and see what type of bobbins your machine needs. This kind of goes in your machine's undercarriage to give your top thread something to latch onto. But you want to pick up the proper bobbins for your machine, and I say get a ton of them. I have a ton of them. I keep some pre-filled, and then I just have a few empty ones, but I'm going to do a whole video explaining how to use your sewing machine, so don't even worry about that. Last but not least, you're going to need thread. Now, thread is where I draw the line on expensive and cheap. To start off, you can go cheap. I wouldn't say cheap, no name brand cheap. I would say at least Coats and Clark all-purpose thread right there from Walmart. It's not the best, and sometimes your machine will show you that it's not the best. Low quality thread does make a difference for professional items. Thread is going to matter. Sometimes it's going to bunch up. Sometimes it's going to look crazy. Sometimes it can destroy the material. Sometimes it's going to come apart. You want to go and pay a little bit more for your thread. This is where I say splurge a little bit, because if you're making something and you want it to last and be there for you during the hard times, go ahead and get some Gutermann thread. I picked up these two Gutermann kits from Joann's when they were closing. So one's 100% cotton, 100% polyester. Okay, you're gonna want to use different threads for different projects. To start off with, go ahead and get polyester thread. That being said, your machine will act differently when you use more expensive thread. The good quality thread is going to look different. It's going to behave different. When you are starting a project, go ahead and pick up 2 of the color you need, because things happen. You may run out trying to fill up your bobbin and your top thread. And once again, if you can find a kit, get a kit, because you just want to have a variety of colors of thread, because you never know what you're going to need. Definitely start off with white, black, and gray, because those are the staple colors. And if you are wearing a pink outfit and the threads are white, it's going to still make sense, because it is one concise, general, neutral color. So I think that's it. Are there so many other sewing materials and sewing tools that I use and have in my arsenal? Yes, but that is going to be a more advanced video, okay, because they're not essential, but they're something that makes my sewing life easier. So no matter the project, these are the items you need. I hope this video was helpful for you. Now would be the perfect time to share with you guys what I've learned to take your mind off of what's going on in the world, do something fun, and add something beautiful to your everyday life. I hope you all enjoyed this video and got something from it. I cannot wait till my next video. If you have any recommendations or questions about any type of materials you need to get started on your sewing journey, definitely leave them in the comments below. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at everything by Maja, and I'll see you guys in next week's video.